Alright guys, time may be different here, but it hasn't stopped. Today we are reviewing issue number 2 of our monstrous crossover miniseries from Hasbro, IDW Publishing, Boom Studios, and Toho International, Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2. Issue 2 starts off with Zordon warning the team, the Power Rangers, that Godzilla's powers are affecting the inhabitants, the people of Earth. The Rangers come up with the plan to get all the fighting away from Angel Grove. Next, we see Rita and Astronema continuing to butt heads. Rita has used these fragments of the multiversal stone to add to her telescope, so she is able to track the Rangers out of, anywhere. Jet Jaguar appears out of nowhere, who is the robotic friend of Goro Ibuki. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Goro and Jet Jaguar appear due to Goro tracking the irregularities in the space-time continuum. We continue to see tremendous brawls between the monsters, and then next we see the Rangers power up, but they end up powering up with Godzilla to little to no control. I mean, how powerful Godzilla is, no one can control the king, obviously. More multiverse jumping happens, and we see a perished city with a blue Power Ranger realizing he's the only one of his team. With the Power Rangers powered up, and Jet Jaguar and Godzilla appearing in this desolated city, the group sees Godzilla is ready to fight, and they notice he is angry and obviously uncontrollable. In the next panel, we see the Psycho Rangers appear in front of the Rangers, Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. I do apologize, my cat is going crazy. So yes, we see in the next panel, the Psycho Rangers appear in front of the Rangers, Godzilla, and the Jet Jaguar. And then once again, we are left with the cliffhanger. I know this issue was very short, but most of it was fighting. There wasn't as much dialogue, I would say. And Rita Repulsa and Astronema weren't in it as much. They were in about maybe like 2 panels. There was just a lot of kind of multiverse jumping. There was just a lot going on in this. But yes, like I said, we are left with a cliffhanger. And that is the end of issue 2. It was very short. I continue to like this story in this issue, though there was so much action, but maybe a little bit too much action in this issue. It just seemed a bit cramped, a bit hectic. I feel as though they could have maybe made this a 8-issue miniseries instead of just 5 issues. It just seems like there was so much going on. I do know the team was only on this type of island for not even a few minutes. It looked kind of like a Godzilla type planet, which is really cool to see. It was in about, I think, like 2 panels. And they didn't really say where they were, but, as fans of Godzilla and, all the movies that Godzilla was in, I believe this was. It's more of a guess. But yeah, it looked like the Godzilla type planet, which is really cool to see. I do wonder if it's the island from the 1972's Godzilla vs. Gigan movie. Because it looked like we see Godzilla Tower in one of the panels. I think this is Monster Island. Maybe we could only guess. It makes the story even more pleasing when the writer, the artist, the whole team for this series adds things like this, little bits. So I do hope this is Monster Island we see. Gosh, if Toho made a animated TV show, that would be incredible. They would need to hire some great artists and directors, making it visually stunning, get a fantastic story team. It could really expand the Godzilla and Rangers universe and reach an even wider audience. I'm still grateful we have them in a comic, though, Godzilla and the Power Rangers. I mean, it's a childhood dream. I can't believe that we have gotten something like this. That's why I think, yes, TV shows are great. You get more of a of a story and more of a background, have a longer time period, 30 to 40 an hour episodes. But comic books, there's just so many different ways. It's so so expansive. Godzilla versus Power Rangers. We don't have that in a TV show. Hopefully soon. In this issue, we still haven't seen, changing the subject here, we still haven't seen the White Ranger without the helmet. I still want to know if this is a completely different person than being Tommy Oliver. This Ranger could even be a woman. In the many Power Rangers TV shows, the 30 seasons, there were actually 5 women who have become the White Ranger. In their respective seasons, and I have my guess on a woman being the White Ranger in this comic. We can only hope, and I really do hope. But moving on, it was phenomenal to see the Psycho Rangers as well, seeing them all kaiju-fied. We see the Psycho Ranger Megalon, Psycho Ranger Destroya, Psycho Ranger SpaceGodzilla, Psycho Ranger Gigan, and Psycho Ranger Hedorah, and most importantly, Psycho Ranger King Ghidorah. That fact that we see our kaijus from other Godzilla movies, but Rangerfied is so awesome. How did we once again get so lucky? The Psycho Rangers make this wonderful story even more fantastic. It's that they keep going in different directions for comic books that you wouldn't think that they would go. Than it is. I just hope this will be such a substantial part in this miniseries. But all right, guys, that is it. Issue 2 of Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2. Thanks for listening in, and remember, Earth's defenders never surrender.